You have arrived here tonight not by accident, but by divine appointment. Something within you has been stirring, calling you to remember what you have always known, but perhaps forgotten. Tonight, we journey together into the most sacred territory of consciousness, the recognition of your true divine nature. I want you to find a comfortable position, somewhere you can remain undisturbed for the next 2 hours. This is not merely a meditation or visualization. This is a homecoming. Tonight, you will remember who you truly are beneath every story, every limitation, every fear that has clouded your vision of yourself. The words, "I am that I am," are not just ancient scripture. They represent the fundamental truth of existence itself. When Moses encountered the burning bush and asked for God's name, the response was not a label or title, but a declaration of pure being. I am that I am. This was not God introducing himself as separate from creation, but revealing the very essence of all consciousness. You see, the same life force that spoke through that burning bush flows through your veins right now. The same consciousness that creates galaxies beats within your heart. Tonight, we dissolve the illusion that you are separate from this divine intelligence. We remember that you are that divine intelligence, expressing itself through the unique vessel of your human experience. Your subconscious mind has been programmed since birth to believe in limitation, separation, and scarcity. But tonight, we reprogram these deep patterns with the frequency of truth. Your cells are listening. Your DNA is responding. Every fiber of your being is preparing to remember its divine origin. Close your eyes now and take 3 deep breaths with me. As you breathe in, you're drawing in the breath of life itself. As you breathe out, you're releasing everything that is not aligned with your highest truth. With each breath, you're coming home to yourself. Feel your body relaxing completely. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to achieve, no one you need to become. In this moment, you simply are. And in this isness, in this pure being, lies infinite potential waiting to unfold. The journey we're embarking on tonight will take you through layers of consciousness, peeling away false identities, like removing old clothing that no longer fits. Underneath all of these layers, you will find the eternal, unchanging truth of who you are. Pure consciousness, divine love, infinite potential expressing itself as you. Your rational mind might try to analyze or judge what you're experiencing tonight. Simply notice these thoughts and let them pass like clouds across the sky of your awareness. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are the ocean, not the waves. You are the eternal presence witnessing all experiences. Now, I want you to imagine that everything you've ever believed about yourself is like a costume you've been wearing. Your name, your age, your profession, your relationships, your past experiences. All of these are temporary costumes worn by your eternal self. Tonight, we gently remove these costumes to reveal the luminous being underneath. Think about how many times throughout your life you've completed the sentence, "I am," followed by some temporary condition. I am tired. I am worried. I am not good enough. I am struggling. Each of these statements has been programming your subconscious mind to create experiences that match these identities. But what if I told you that none of these temporary states define who you truly are? What if every challenge, every setback, every moment of confusion has been serving to crack open the shell of false identity so that your true divine nature could emerge? Your true identity exists beyond all conditions, beyond all stories, beyond all circumstances. It is the eternal I am that witnesses every experience, but remains unchanged by any experience. This is who you are beneath every role you play, every emotion you feel, every thought you think. Take a moment now to feel into this witnessing presence within you. Notice that you are aware of your thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. You are aware of your emotions, but you are not your emotions. You are aware of your body, but you are not limited to your body. You are the awareness itself, infinite, eternal, divine. This awareness has never been born and will never die. It has no beginning and no end. It is the same awareness that looks out through every pair of eyes, that beats in every heart, that breathes through every lung. When you recognize this, you realize that you are not separate from anything or anyone. You are the one consciousness experiencing itself through countless forms. Your human personality is like a character in a divine play. The character has its role, its lines, its purpose, but the actor remains unchanged by the role. You are both the actor and the director of this cosmic play, and tonight you remember your true position behind the scenes of your human drama. As this recognition deepens, you may feel a profound sense of coming home. This is your soul recognizing itself, remembering its divine heritage. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that spiritual being is nothing less than divine consciousness itself. Feel this truth settling into every cell of your body. Your DNA is reorganizing itself around this new frequency of self-recognition. Your nervous system is calibrating to the vibration of your divine nature. Your heart is opening to the love that you are, not the love you seek from others. Modern quantum physics has revealed what mystics have known for millennia. At the deepest level of reality, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. There is no solid matter, only patterns of energy dancing in an infinite field of pure potential. This field is not separate from you. You are this field, expressing itself in human form. In this quantum field, all possibilities exist simultaneously, until consciousness observes and collapses them into specific experiences. Your beliefs, your emotions, your thoughts are the mechanisms by which you collapse infinite potential into your particular reality. Tonight, we align these mechanisms with your divine truth rather than your programmed limitations. Imagine yourself floating in an ocean of luminous possibility. Every wave in this ocean is a potential reality, a potential future, a potential version of yourself. Until now, you may have been unconsciously selecting which waves to ride based on old programming, past experiences, and inherited beliefs. But tonight you remember that you are the conscious chooser of your experience. Feel yourself expanding beyond the boundaries of your physical body. You are not contained within your skin. Your consciousness extends infinitely in all directions. You are connected to every star, every planet, every atom in existence through the quantum field that you are. In this expanded state, you can sense the malleable nature of reality. What you once thought were fixed circumstances are revealed to be temporary crystallizations of energy, held in place only by habit and belief. As your belief system transforms, the very fabric of your reality begins to shift and reorganize itself. Your thoughts are not just random electrical impulses in your brain. They are creative forces that ripple through the quantum field, attracting experiences that match their frequency. Your emotions are not just biochemical reactions. They are the magnetic force that draws potential realities from the field of pure possibility into your lived experience. Tonight, we consciously choose thoughts and emotions that align with your divine nature, rather than your programmed personality. We think from the end result of your highest potential, rather than from the starting point of current circumstances. This is not positive thinking. This is conscious creation from the field of infinite possibility. Feel yourself becoming aware of multiple potential timelines simultaneously. In one timeline, you continue believing in limitation and struggle. In another, you embody your divine power and create miracles effortlessly. In yet another, you live in constant connection with your higher self, flowing through life with grace and ease. The timeline you activate depends entirely on which version of yourself you choose to embody right now. Your future self, the one who has fully realized their divine nature, is already calling you forward, collapsing the quantum field in your favor. Your body is far more than a collection of organs and tissues. It is a living library containing the memory of your divine origin. Every cell carries within it the blueprint of perfection, the remembrance of wholeness, the frequency of your true nature. Tonight, we awaken this cellular memory. Science has shown us that your cells are constantly listening to your thoughts and emotions, translating them into biological reality. Your beliefs literally reshape your DNA, activate or suppress genes, and determine which proteins your cells manufacture. This is not metaphor. This is measurable, biological fact. For too long, your cells have been receiving messages of limitation, fear, and separation. They have been manufacturing stress hormones, inflammatory proteins, and aging compounds in response to thoughts that are not aligned with your divine truth. Tonight, we flood your cellular network with the frequency of your authentic nature. Place your hands on your heart and feel the steady rhythm that has sustained you since before your first breath. This heart has been beating the rhythm of divine love for your entire life, never missing a beat, never asking for payment or recognition. It knows who you are even when your mind forgets. Your heart contains more neural pathways than your brain. It has its own nervous system, its own memory, its own intelligence. The ancient wisdom traditions called it the seat of the soul, and modern science is beginning to understand why. Your heart is literally the bridge between your human experience and your divine nature. As you focus on your heart now, feel it beginning to coherence, the state where heart rate variability becomes smooth and ordered. In this state, your heart sends signals to your brain that shift your entire nervous system into a state of peace, clarity, and creative potential. This is your natural state when you're aligned with your true self. Send a message of gratitude to every cell in your body. Thank them for their faithful service, their constant renewal, their perfect orchestration of countless biological processes. As you do this, feel them responding with increased vitality, increased coherence, increased alignment with your highest truth. Your immune system strengthens when it receives messages of love and appreciation. Your endocrine system balances when it's flooded with feelings of peace and connection. Your nervous system calms when it recognizes the safety of your divine identity. Your entire body is reorganizing itself around the frequency of who you truly are. Feel this reorganization happening now. Old patterns of tension and holding are dissolving. Cellular memory of trauma and limitation is being overwritten with the truth of your perfection. Your body is remembering how to function from a state of divine wholeness rather than human struggle. Your breath is the bridge between the visible and invisible worlds, between your conscious and unconscious mind, between your human personality and your divine essence. With each inhalation, you draw in not just oxygen, but the very life force that animates all existence. With each exhalation, you release not just carbon dioxide, but everything that no longer serves your highest evolution. In many wisdom traditions, the breath is considered sacred because it connects you directly to the source of life. The word inspiration literally means breathing in, and when you breathe consciously, you are literally inspiring yourself with divine intelligence, divine creativity, divine love. Right now, bring your full attention to your breathing. Don't try to change it, just observe it with the same reverence you might observe a sacred ceremony. Notice how your body breathes you without any effort from your conscious mind. This is the divine intelligence working through you, sustaining you, loving you with every breath. Now, let's consciously collaborate with this divine intelligence. As you breathe in, imagine that you're drawing in golden light, the light of your true nature, the light of infinite possibility, the light of divine love. Feel this light filling your lungs, your bloodstream, every cell of your body. As you breathe out, imagine that you're releasing a golden mist that carries with it all doubt, all fear, all sense of separation from your divine source. You're literally breathing out the old you and breathing in the truth of who you are. Each breath is a rebirth, a return, a remembering. Your breath is also the rhythm by which you entrain with the quantum field. When you breathe consciously and coherently, your entire electromagnetic field comes into harmony with the field of pure potential around you. You become a tuning fork, vibrating at the frequency of your desires, attracting experiences that match this vibration. With each breath, you're not just exchanging gases with the atmosphere. You're exchanging information, energy, consciousness itself. You're participating in the breath of the cosmos, the same rhythm that expands and contracts galaxies, that creates and dissolves stars, that beats in the heart of every living being. Feel yourself breathing in unity with all of life. Your inhalation is shared with every tree, every flower, every creature on earth. Your exhalation feeds the plants that produce the oxygen you breathe. You are not separate from the web of life. You are a conscious participant in its sacred dance. Let your breathing become a prayer, a meditation, a communion with the divine. With each breath, you're affirming your connection to Source, your participation in creation, your identity as a divine being having a human experience. From the moment you were born, you began absorbing the beliefs, fears, limitations, and expectations of those around you. Your innocent, divine consciousness was gradually covered with layers of programming that told you who you should be, what you should believe, how you should behave, what was possible or impossible for your life. This programming was not installed with malicious intent. It was passed down through generations of human beings who had forgotten their own divine nature, who were operating from their own wounds, their own limitations, their own inherited patterns of struggle and survival. But tonight, we recognize that this programming is not who you are. It's simply a collection of borrowed beliefs, inherited fears, and learned limitations that have been running in the background of your consciousness like old software. And just like outdated software, it can be upgraded, modified, or completely replaced with new programming that serves your highest good. Your subconscious mind, which has been faithfully executing these old programs, is now ready to receive new instructions. It has been waiting for you to consciously choose what you want to believe about yourself, about life, about your potential. Tonight, you become the programmer of your own consciousness. Imagine that you can see all of your limiting beliefs as files stored in a cosmic computer. There's the file labeled, "I'm not good enough." There's the one titled, "Life is struggle." Here's, "I don't deserve love." Over there is, "Money is scarce." Each of these files contains programs that have been creating experiences to match these beliefs. One by one, imagine yourself selecting these old files and moving them to the cosmic recycling bin. As you do this, feel the relief in your nervous system. Feel the space that opens up in your consciousness. Feel the lightness that comes from releasing burdens you were never meant to carry. Now, begin installing new programs aligned with your divine truth. Install, "I am divinely loved and supported." Upload, "Miracles are my natural inheritance." Download, "I create reality through my divine consciousness." Each new program carries the frequency of your authentic nature rather than your conditioned personality. Your family lineage, your cultural background, your past experiences, all of these have contributed to your programming, but none of them define your potential. You are not limited by where you came from or what you've been through. You are only limited by what you currently believe about yourself. As you release these old programs, you may feel emotions arising: grief for time lost, believing in limitation, anger at those who installed these programs, fear about who you'll be without them. Allow these emotions to move through you without resistance. They are simply energy in motion, clearing the way for your authentic self to emerge. Between every thought, there is a gap. Between every breath, there is a pause. Between every heartbeat, there is a moment of stillness. In these gaps, these pauses, these moments of stillness, exists the eternal presence that you are. Tonight, we learn to rest in these sacred spaces between the activities of the mind. Your thinking mind, while useful for navigating the practical aspects of life, is not where your true power resides. Your true power exists in the silent awareness that observes thoughts without being disturbed by them, that witnesses emotions without being overwhelmed by them, that experiences life without being defined by experiences. Most people live their entire lives identified with the constant stream of thoughts in their minds, never realizing that they are the awareness in which thoughts appear and disappear. Tonight you discover this awareness and learn to abide there, to make it your home base, your point of reference for all experience. Right now, simply notice the space between your thoughts. Don't try to create this space or maintain it. Just notice that it's already there. This space is not empty. It's full of potential, full of peace, full of presence. This is where your true self lives, in the pregnant emptiness of pure awareness. In this sacred pause, time seems to stop. Past and future dissolve into the eternal now. Problems and solutions merge into perfect wholeness. Questions and answers resolve into absolute knowing. This is not a mental state. This is your natural state, temporarily clouded by the busyness of thinking. From this place of sacred pause, life becomes effortless. Instead of pushing against the current of existence, you learn to flow with it. Instead of forcing outcomes through willpower, you allow solutions to emerge from the field of infinite intelligence. Instead of struggling to become something, you relax into being everything. Your breath naturally becomes slower and deeper when you rest in this sacred pause. Your heart rate variability becomes more coherent. Your brainwaves shift into states associated with creativity, insight, and healing. Your entire nervous system recognizes this as home and begins to repair and restore itself. This is where miracles are born, not from the frantic activity of the thinking mind, but from the profound stillness of pure awareness. In this stillness, you remember that you don't have to create miracles because you are a miracle. You don't have to find God because you are the expression of God. You don't have to become enlightened because enlightenment is your natural state. Practice returning to this sacred pause throughout your daily life. Between conversations, pause. Between activities, pause. Between thoughts, pause. In these moments of conscious stillness, you reconnect with your divine nature and carry that frequency into all your interactions and experiences. Let this sacred pause become a doorway through which your human personality and your divine essence communicate. Let it be the space where heaven and earth meet within your consciousness, where the infinite and the finite dance together in perfect harmony. Within your consciousness exists both the divine feminine and divine masculine principles. These are not gender-based concepts, but archetypal energies that exist within every human being, regardless of physical gender. Tonight, we bring these energies into perfect balance, creating the internal marriage that births your highest potential. The divine feminine within you is the receptive, intuitive, creative force. She is the womb of possibility from which all manifestation emerges. She knows without knowing how she knows. She feels the currents of life flowing through her and moves in harmony with these natural rhythms. She is the wisdom of the heart, the intelligence of love, the power of surrender. The divine masculine within you is the focused, directive, protective force. He is the one who takes action, who provides structure, who moves dreams from the invisible realm into physical reality. He is the clarity of purpose, the strength of will, the courage to venture into unknown territory. He is the wisdom of the mind, the intelligence of logic, the power of determination. For most of your life, these energies may have been out of balance. Perhaps your divine masculine has been overdeveloped, leading to excessive pushing, forcing, controlling, and doing. Or perhaps your divine feminine has been dominant, leading to endless receiving without action, dreaming without manifestation, feeling without direction. Tonight, we bring these energies into sacred union within your consciousness. Imagine your divine feminine as a radiant goddess seated in your heart, glowing with receptive wisdom and creative power. She holds the vision of your highest potential, feeling it as already real, already complete, already perfect. Now imagine your divine masculine as a radiant god, standing in your solar plexus, emanating focused intention and purposeful action. He takes the vision held by your divine feminine and creates the practical steps, the physical movements, the material structures needed to bring this vision into form. Feel these two aspects of yourself recognizing each other, appreciating each other, falling in love with each other. This is not the desperate need of incompleteness seeking completion, but the joyful recognition of wholeness celebrating itself. You are both the lover and the beloved, the giver and the receiver, the creator and the creation. When your divine feminine and masculine are in union, you experience what the mystics call the sacred marriage. You become simultaneously empty and full, active and receptive, knowing and unknowing. You move through life with the wisdom to know when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen, when to hold on and when to let go. This internal marriage heals all external seeking. You no longer need another person to complete you because you are already complete within yourself. You no longer need external validation because you are already validated by your own divine nature. You no longer need to find your purpose because you are purpose expressing itself as your unique human experience. Feel this sacred marriage consummating within your consciousness right now. Feel the divine feminine receiving the divine masculine's focused love. Feel the divine masculine being nurtured and inspired by the divine feminine's receptive wisdom. Together, they create the perfect conditions for your highest potential to manifest. Your physical heart is far more than a blood pump. It is a sophisticated electromagnetic organ that generates the strongest rhythmic energy field in your body. This energy field extends several feet beyond your physical form and can be measured by sensitive instruments. But beyond its physical functions, your heart is a portal between dimensions, a doorway between your human experience and your divine nature. The ancient wisdom traditions located the soul in the heart, not the brain. They understood that the heart is where divine love meets human emotion, where infinite wisdom meets practical intelligence, where eternal truth meets temporal experience. Tonight, we activate your heart as the conscious portal it was designed to be. Place both hands on your heart and feel its steady, faithful rhythm. This heart has been beating for you since you were a tiny embryo, never missing a beat, never taking a break, never asking for anything in return. It beats approximately 100,000 times per day, pumping 2,000 gallons of blood through 60,000 miles of blood vessels. This is dedication. This is unconditional service. This is love in action. But your heart does more than sustain your physical life. It attunes you to the frequency of love that underlies all existence. When your heart is coherent, when its rhythm becomes smooth and ordered, it creates optimal conditions for your entire system to function at its highest level. Your mind becomes clear, your emotions become balanced, your intuition becomes sharp. Breathe into your heart now, imagining that you can breathe directly through your heart center. As you do this, feel your heart beginning to open like a flower blooming in the warmth of the sun. This opening is not vulnerable, it's powerful. An open heart is not a weak heart. It's a heart strong enough to contain the entire universe. From your open heart, send waves of appreciation to every person who has ever loved you, supported you, believed in you. Feel gratitude flowing from your heart to theirs, creating bridges of light that transcend time and space. Notice how this appreciation returns to you multiplied, creating a circulation of love that nourishes your entire being. Now expand this appreciation to include every person who has challenged you, opposed you, or hurt you. These souls have served as your teachers, showing you where you still had healing to do, where you still had growing to do, where you still had forgiving to do. As you send appreciation to them, feel old resentments dissolving, old wounds healing, old patterns completing. Your heart is not just receiving and sending love to other humans. It's connecting you to the heart of existence itself. Feel your heart synchronizing with the heartbeat of the earth, with the pulse of the cosmos, with the rhythm of divine creation. You are not just an individual heart beating in isolation. You are part of the universal heart, pulsing with the rhythm of unconditional love. From this heart-centered awareness, all of life appears different. You see with the eyes of love rather than the eyes of judgment. You respond from wisdom rather than react from wound. You create from inspiration rather than desperation. You become a clear channel for divine love to express itself in human form. You are not just an individual consciousness floating through space. You are the current expression of an ancient lineage that stretches back through countless generations. Within your DNA, you carry not only the genetic inheritance of your ancestors, but also their emotional patterns, their beliefs, their unresolved traumas, and their unrealized potentials. Tonight, we perform a profound healing that moves both forward and backward through time, transforming not only your own consciousness, but the consciousness of your entire lineage. This is one of the most powerful gifts you can offer, not just to yourself, but to all who came before you and all who will come after you. Imagine yourself standing in a great hall of light, with all of your ancestors standing behind you, in an infinite line stretching back to the beginning of human consciousness. Some you recognize from family photos and stories. Others are faces and energies you've never seen but somehow know. All of them have contributed to the unique expression of consciousness that you are. Feel the love that flows through this ancestral line. Every one of these souls chose to live, to survive, to reproduce, to pass life forward despite wars, famines, diseases, heartbreaks, and countless challenges. Their collective courage and resilience lives within your cells. Their accumulated wisdom whispers in your intuition. Their unfulfilled dreams pulse in your aspirations. But along with their gifts, you've also inherited their fears, their limitations, their unhealed wounds. Patterns of scarcity consciousness, relationship trauma, ancestral guilt, cultural oppression, all of these may be running in your subconscious programming, creating experiences in your life that don't belong to your authentic self. Tonight, you have the power to heal these inherited patterns, not just for yourself, but for your entire lineage. When you heal a pattern in your consciousness, the healing ripples both forward and backward through time, affecting all members of your soul family across all dimensions. Begin by sending forgiveness to every ancestor who passed down limiting beliefs or painful patterns. They were doing the best they could with the consciousness they had available. They were operating from their own wounds, their own programming, their own survival mechanisms. As you forgive them, you free yourself from their limitations. Now send appreciation to every ancestor who contributed gifts to your lineage: creativity, intelligence, sensitivity, strength, courage, love. Feel these gifts activating more fully within your own consciousness. You are not just healing what was broken, you are fulfilling what was potential. You are completing what they began. You are becoming what they dreamed of becoming. Imagine a golden light flowing from your heart backward, through your ancestral line, healing trauma, dissolving limitation, awakening potential in every generation. This light carries your evolved consciousness back through time, offering healing to souls who lived in darker ages, who didn't have access to the knowledge and awareness you have today. At the same time, imagine this golden light flowing forward through time to all future generations of your lineage. You are creating a new template, a new possibility for what it means to be human. Future souls will be born into your lineage with access to the healing and consciousness you're embodying tonight. Everything you experience in your external world is a reflection of your internal state of consciousness. Every person you encounter, every situation you find yourself in, every emotion you feel is showing you something about your own consciousness that you might not be able to see directly. Tonight, we learn to read these reflections with wisdom and use them as doorways to deeper self-knowledge. This doesn't mean that you're responsible for every negative thing that happens to you or that you're to blame for others' actions. It means that your consciousness is like a magnet, attracting experiences that match your vibrational frequency, your beliefs about yourself and life, your unhealed aspects that are ready for integration. When someone triggers anger in you, they're showing you where you still have work to do around your own relationship with power or boundaries. When someone displays a quality you admire, they're reflecting back to you a quality that exists within your own consciousness, waiting to be more fully expressed. When you encounter abundance in others, you're seeing a reflection of your own abundant nature. Every judgment you make about others is revealing a judgment you hold about yourself. Every criticism you have of the world is showing you an aspect of your own consciousness that you haven't yet accepted or integrated. Every person you find difficult to love is showing you an aspect of yourself that you haven't yet learned to love. But this mirror of consciousness also works in the opposite direction. Every act of kindness you witness is reflecting your own kind nature. Every moment of beauty you perceive is showing you the beauty of your own consciousness. Every miracle you experience is demonstrating your own miraculous nature. Tonight we practice seeing all of life as a friendly mirror, designed to show you exactly what you need to see for your highest evolution. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become a conscious participant in your own awakening, using every experience as information that helps you understand and expand your consciousness. Think of someone in your life who consistently triggers negative emotions in you. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with them, ask yourself, what is this person showing me about my own consciousness? What unhealed aspect of myself am I seeing reflected in them? What gift are they offering me through this challenging reflection? Now think of someone you deeply admire or love. Ask yourself, what qualities do I see in this person that also exist within me? How is their light reflecting my own inner light? What potential within myself am I recognizing through my appreciation of them? This shift in perspective transforms every relationship from a random encounter into a sacred appointment, from a source of drama into an opportunity for growth, from something that happens to you into something that happens for you. You begin to see that everyone in your life is playing a perfect role in your awakening, even when their role appears challenging or painful. Your external world becomes a feedback system for your internal world. When you change your consciousness, your external reflections change. When you heal an internal pattern, the external manifestations of that pattern begin to dissolve. When you embody a new level of love and awareness, life reflects this back to you through improved relationships, increased opportunities, and enhanced well-being. Modern quantum physics has discovered that particles can become entangled in such a way that they instantaneously affect each other, regardless of the distance between them. When one entangled particle changes its state, its partner immediately responds, even if separated by billions of miles. This phenomenon suggests that at the deepest level, separation is an illusion, and everything in the universe is intimately connected. Tonight you discover that you are quantum entangled with the source of all existence. You are not separate from the divine intelligence that creates and sustains the universe. You are that intelligence, expressing itself through the unique focal point of your individual consciousness. This entanglement is not something you need to create, it's something you need to remember. Your every thought ripples through the fabric of reality. Your every emotion sends waves through the field of consciousness. Your every intention participates in the continuous creation of the universe. You are not a powerless observer of reality. You are a conscious co-creator, quantum entangled with the source of all power. This entanglement means that you have instant access to infinite intelligence, infinite love, infinite creativity, infinite healing power. You don't have to earn this access or prove yourself worthy of it. It's your birthright as a conscious being. It's the natural result of recognizing your true identity as individualized divine consciousness. Feel into this quantum entanglement right now. Imagine invisible threads of light connecting you to every star, every galaxy, every dimension of existence. These are not just poetic metaphors. They represent the actual energy connections that quantum physics is beginning to measure and understand. Through your entanglement with Source, you have access to guidance that transcends your individual knowledge. You can receive insights that surpass your personal experience. You can tap into creative solutions that exceed your logical thinking. You can experience healing that goes beyond your understanding of what's possible. This quantum entanglement also means that your awakening affects the awakening of the entire universe. As you remember your divine nature, you make it easier for others to remember theirs. As you embody love and consciousness, you contribute to the elevation of human consciousness as a whole. Your personal transformation is not just personal, it's cosmic. Practice feeling into your entanglement with all of life. When you see a tree, remember that you share the same life force. When you see another person, remember that you are expressions of the same consciousness. When you look at the stars, remember that you are made of star stuff, literally connected to the cosmos through the elements in your body. Your prayers and intentions travel instantly through the quantum field because you are not separate from what you're praying to. Your desires and dreams are immediately registered in the field of possibility because you are not separate from the field. Your love and appreciation instantly affect the consciousness of others because you are not separate from them. This quantum entanglement with Source is your direct hotline to the infinite. Use it to download inspiration, upload gratitude, receive guidance, and transmit love. Use it to remember that you are never alone, never powerless, never disconnected from the source of all life and love. Beyond the words you speak with your mouth exists another language, the language of light, frequency, and vibration. This is the native language of your soul, the original tongue spoken before words were invented, the communication system used by consciousness itself. Tonight, you remember how to speak and understand this ancient language. Every thought you think emits a specific frequency of light. Every emotion you feel creates a particular pattern of vibration. Every intention you hold generates waves of energy that ripple through the fabric of reality. You are constantly broadcasting and receiving information through this language of light, whether you're conscious of it or not. Your aura, the electromagnetic field that surrounds your body, is constantly communicating in this language of light. It's broadcasting the frequency of your beliefs, your emotional state, your level of consciousness, your openness to love. Others can feel this transmission even when they can't consciously interpret it. This is why you feel immediately comfortable with some people and inexplicably uncomfortable with others. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and intentions with your divine truth, your light becomes coherent and powerful. Instead of broadcasting mixed signals, love and fear, trust and doubt, gratitude and complaint, you begin speaking with one unified voice in the language of light. This coherence amplifies your creative power exponentially. Animals and children are naturally fluent in this language of light. They respond to your energy rather than your words. Plants grow better in the presence of coherent light frequency. Water crystals form more beautiful patterns when exposed to loving vibrations. The entire natural world is constantly communicating through this primordial language. Tonight, we activate your ability to consciously speak in the language of light. Begin by focusing on your heart center and generating the feeling of unconditional love. Don't think about love or remember loving experiences. Actually feel the vibration of love emanating from your heart. This is you speaking love in the language of light. Now generate the feeling of deep gratitude. Feel appreciation radiating from every cell of your body. This is you speaking gratitude in the language of light. Notice how different this feels from thinking grateful thoughts. You're actually transmitting the frequency of gratitude into the field around you. Practice speaking peace by generating the vibration of profound stillness and calm. Speak joy by allowing effervescent happiness to bubble up from your core. Speak abundance by feeling the vibration of having more than enough of everything you need. Each of these is a word in the language of light, transmitted through frequency rather than sound. The universe responds to this language of light far more powerfully than it responds to the words you speak, or even the thoughts you think. When you speak, "I am abundant" in English while feeling the vibration of scarcity, the universe receives the message of scarcity. But when you speak abundance in the language of light, actually feeling abundant, reality responds by creating experiences that match this frequency. Prayer becomes infinitely more powerful when conducted in the language of light. Instead of asking for what you want with words, generate the feeling of already having received it. Instead of pleading with God to change your circumstances, radiate the frequency of the circumstances you desire. This is how miracles are spoken into existence. Your relationships transform when you communicate in the language of light. Instead of trying to convince someone of your love with words, radiate the frequency of love when you're with them. Instead of arguing with someone who's afraid, transmit the vibration of safety and peace. Light speaks to light, consciousness recognizes consciousness. The greatest illusion that humanity has ever entertained is the illusion of separation. The belief that you are isolated from others, disconnected from nature, separate from the divine. This illusion is so convincing that it feels absolutely real. Yet it is nothing more than a trick of perception, a limitation of ordinary consciousness. Tonight, this veil dissolves completely. Imagine that you've been living your entire life wearing glasses that make everything appear separate and isolated, when in reality everything is connected in one seamless web of consciousness. Tonight, you remove these glasses of separation and see reality as it truly is, one unified field of awareness expressing itself as the many while remaining the one. Your skin seems to create a boundary between you and not you. But this boundary is purely conceptual. The air you breathe was recently inside other people, animals, and plants. The water in your body has flowed through countless other life forms. The atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. Where do you begin and the rest of existence end? Your thoughts seem private and personal, yet they arise from the same field of consciousness that generates thoughts in every other mind. Your emotions seem uniquely yours, yet they flow from the same source of feeling that moves through every heart. Your awareness seems individual, yet it is the same awareness that looks out through every pair of eyes in the universe. The mystics throughout history have tried to describe this recognition of unity, but words always fall short. They speak of dissolution, of merging, of becoming one with everything. But these descriptions make it sound like you lose your individuality. The truth is far more beautiful. You don't lose yourself. You find your true self, which includes everything. You are like a wave discovering that it is the ocean. The wave doesn't disappear when it realizes its true nature. it continues to be a unique expression of the ocean, while knowing itself as the entire ocean. You continue to be your unique human self, while knowing yourself as the entire cosmos. Feel this recognition beginning to dawn in your consciousness now. The boundaries between self and other are starting to become transparent. The walls between inner and outer are beginning to dissolve. The separation between sacred and ordinary is melting away. Everything is revealed as one seamless expression of divine consciousness. From this recognition of unity, love becomes effortless because you're loving your own self appearing as others. Forgiveness becomes natural because you're forgiving your own self playing different roles. Service becomes joyful because you're serving your own self in all its myriad forms. Compassion flows freely because you feel others' pain and joy as your own. This dissolution of separation doesn't make you less human. It makes you more fully human. You don't lose your personality. You discover that your personality is one of infinite creative expressions of the one consciousness. You don't become emotionally flat. You feel more deeply because you're feeling with the heart of the universe itself. When the veil of separation dissolves, you realize that you've never actually been alone. You've been surrounded by yourself in countless forms, supported by yourself in infinite ways, loved by yourself through every interaction. The loneliness and isolation you've sometimes felt were simply the result of forgetting this fundamental truth. The universe is not random or chaotic. It's organized according to perfect mathematical principles and geometric patterns that repeat at every scale, from the microscopic to the cosmic. These patterns are not just descriptive of reality, they are the very structure of consciousness itself. Tonight, you align with these sacred geometric principles and allow them to organize your life with divine precision. The golden ratio appears in flower petals, seashells, galaxies, and human DNA. The Fibonacci sequence governs the growth of plants, the formation of weather patterns, and the proportions of your own body. These are not coincidences. They are evidence that consciousness expresses itself through precise mathematical harmony. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions also follow geometric principles. When your consciousness is coherent and aligned, it naturally organizes itself according to these sacred patterns. When you're in discord with your true nature, these patterns become distorted, creating chaos and suffering in your experience. Visualize a perfect spiral of golden light emanating from your heart center. This is the spiral of your expanding consciousness, growing outward in perfect proportion according to the golden ratio. As this spiral expands, it carries with it all of your desires, dreams, and intentions, organizing them according to divine timing and cosmic law. Now imagine sacred geometric forms appearing in your energy field. Perfect circles representing wholeness and completion, equilateral triangles representing balanced creation, squares representing stability and manifestation, pentagrams representing the human being, aligned with cosmic forces. These geometric forms are not just visualization tools. They are actual energy patterns that exist in the quantum field. When you consciously work with sacred geometry, you're aligning your personal energy field with the fundamental organizing principles of the universe. This alignment brings order to chaos, harmony to discord, and manifestation to dreams. The flower of life, one of the most ancient sacred geometric patterns, contains within it the blueprint for all creation. Visualize this pattern expanding from your heart center, overlapping circles of light creating a mandala of infinite possibility. As this pattern stabilizes in your energy field, it harmonizes all aspects of your life according to divine order. Your DNA itself is structured according to sacred geometric principles. The double helix is a three-dimensional representation of the golden ratio in action. When you align your consciousness with sacred geometry, you're literally harmonizing the expression of your genetic potential, activating dormant codes for higher consciousness, enhanced creativity, and expanded awareness. The Platonic solids, tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, represent the 5 elements and the fundamental building blocks of physical reality. Visualize these perfect geometric forms spinning slowly in your energy field, balancing and harmonizing your relationship with earth, water, fire, air, and space. Sacred geometry teaches us that everything in existence is interconnected through precise mathematical relationships. When you understand these relationships and align with them consciously, you begin to flow with the universe rather than against it. Synchronicities increase, manifestations accelerate, and life begins to unfold with mathematical precision and artistic beauty. Time, as you experience it in ordinary consciousness, is an illusion created by the sequential nature of thinking. Past and future exist only as concepts in your mind, memories of what was, and projections of what might be. The only moment that actually exists is this eternal now, and in this now exists all power, all possibility, all presence. Your human personality lives in psychological time, constantly referencing the past and projecting into the future. But your divine essence exists in the eternal now, where all moments converge into one timeless presence. Tonight you learn to live from this timeless dimension while still functioning effectively in the world of linear time. In the eternal now, you are not limited by your past. Every moment offers the possibility of complete transformation, instant healing, immediate awakening. You are not bound by previous choices, past mistakes, or historical patterns. In this moment, you can choose to embody any possibility that exists in the field of infinite potential. In the eternal now, you are not anxious about the future. You recognize that the future is being created by the quality of consciousness you embody in this moment. Instead of worrying about what might happen, you focus on being fully present to what is happening, knowing that presence is the most powerful force for creating a beautiful future. Feel yourself dropping out of psychological time and into the eternal now. Notice that your breathing happens in the now. Your heartbeat occurs in the now. Your awareness exists in the now. Everything real, everything alive, everything powerful happens in this eternal moment. From the perspective of the eternal now, all of your experiences, past, present, and future, are available simultaneously. You can consciously choose which timeline to activate, which possibility to emphasize, which version of yourself to embody. This is not about changing the past or controlling the future. It's about recognizing that all possibilities exist simultaneously in the eternal moment. Your problems exist in psychological time. They are based on memories of past pain or fears about future circumstances. But in the eternal now, there are no problems, only opportunities for conscious response. There are no limitations, only infinite possibilities waiting to be actualized. There are no obstacles, only creative challenges inviting higher solutions. Practice bringing more of your attention into the eternal now throughout your daily life. When you're eating, be fully present to the taste, texture, and nourishment of your food. When you're walking, feel your feet connecting with the earth and your body moving through space. When you're listening to someone, give them your complete presence rather than preparing your response. In the eternal now, miracles are natural because you're not limited by the laws of causation that govern sequential time. Healing can be instantaneous because you're not bound by the progression of symptoms over time. Manifestation can be immediate because you're not constrained by the time it normally takes for things to unfold. This doesn't mean that you ignore practical time or become irresponsible about commitments. It means that you root yourself in timeless presence while engaging skillfully with the world of time. You plan for the future from the clarity of now. You learn from the past without being trapped by it. You use time as a tool while living from timelessness as your true home. One of the greatest sources of human suffering is the belief that your personal will must struggle against divine will, that your desires are somehow separate from or opposed to God's plan for your life. Tonight you discover that when you align with your authentic nature, your will and divine will become one seamless flow of conscious creation. Divine will is not a cosmic dictator imposing its agenda on unwilling humans. Divine will is the evolutionary impulse of consciousness itself, always moving toward greater love, greater awareness, greater harmony, greater creative expression. When you align with this impulse, you discover that your deepest desires are not separate from divine will. They are expressions of it. Your soul chose to incarnate in human form for specific reasons, to experience certain lessons, to contribute certain gifts, to evolve consciousness in particular ways. Your authentic desires, the longings that arise from your heart rather than your ego, are guidance from your soul about the direction of your highest fulfillment. The confusion arises when you mistake ego desires for soul desires. Ego wants power over others. Soul wants empowerment for all. Ego seeks to take. Soul seeks to give. Ego fears scarcity. Soul knows abundance. Ego believes in separation. Soul knows unity. Learning to distinguish between these two sources of desire is essential for aligning with divine will. When you're aligned with divine will, effort becomes effortless. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. Resources appear that you couldn't have planned for. People show up who are perfectly suited to support your mission. Synchronicities multiply until your entire life feels orchestrated by invisible intelligence. This doesn't mean that challenges disappear or that everything becomes easy. It means that challenges become opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to happiness. It means that difficulties become invitations to discover greater strength, wisdom, and compassion within yourself. Feel into the divine will that moves through your heart right now. What is it calling you toward? What is it calling you to release? What is it asking you to embody more fully? This divine will is not separate from you. It is your true will, the will of your authentic self. Surrender is not giving up your power. It's recognizing that your individual will is most powerful when it flows in harmony with the infinite will of consciousness itself. Like a river that becomes powerful by flowing with gravity rather than against it, your will becomes effective when it aligns with the natural flow of evolutionary consciousness. Practice making decisions from this place of aligned will. Instead of asking, "What do I want?" ask, "What wants to emerge through me?" Instead of forcing outcomes through willpower, allow solutions to arise from the field of infinite intelligence. Instead of struggling to make things happen, create the conditions for miracles to unfold naturally. Your human choice remains completely free. You can choose to align with divine will or resist it. But when you choose alignment, you discover that divine will is not a limitation on your freedom. It's the context within which your freedom becomes infinitely creative and powerfully effective. Throughout your life, your authentic self, your divine nature, your soul essence, your true identity has been buried under layers of conditioning, trauma, expectations, and survival mechanisms. Tonight, this authentic self resurrects from the tomb of false identity and emerges as the predominant force in your consciousness and your life. Resurrection is not just a religious concept. It's a psychological and spiritual reality available to every human being. It's the process by which your true self emerges from the death of old identities, limited beliefs, and unconscious patterns. It's the ultimate transformation, the final healing, the complete liberation of your divine potential. Your authentic self has never actually died. It has simply been covered over, forgotten, pushed into the background of your consciousness. It has been waiting patiently for the moment when you would be ready to reclaim it, to let it lead your life, to embody it fully in the world. This resurrection doesn't happen through struggle or effort. It happens through recognition and allowance. You don't have to create your authentic self because it already exists in perfect wholeness. You simply have to stop pretending to be who you're not and allow who you truly are to emerge. Feel your authentic self stirring within you now. It has been sleeping in the cave of your heart, waiting for the stone of false identity to be rolled away. Feel it beginning to awaken, to stretch, to prepare for its emergence into the light of your conscious awareness. This authentic self is not bound by your personal history. It existed before your birth and will continue after your death. It is not limited by your current circumstances, your past mistakes, or your imagined future. It is pure potential, divine creativity, infinite love expressing itself through the unique vehicle of your human experience. As your authentic self resurrects, old patterns naturally fall away. You no longer need to maintain personas that don't serve you. You no longer need to seek approval from others because you approve of yourself completely. You no longer need to prove your worth because you know your worth is inherent in your divine nature. This resurrection affects every area of your life. Relationships that are not aligned with your authentic self naturally complete or transform. Work that doesn't utilize your true gifts begins to feel impossible to continue. Living situations that don't support your highest expression become intolerable. Everything in your life reorganizes itself around the truth of who you are. Your authentic self brings with it gifts that have been dormant, creative abilities you didn't know you had, healing powers you never suspected, wisdom that seems to come from beyond your personal experience. These gifts have been waiting for your resurrection to be activated and expressed. The world needs your authentic self more than it needs another version of who you think you should be. Your unique combination of gifts, perspectives, and experiences is exactly what is needed to contribute to the healing and evolution of human consciousness. Your authenticity gives others permission to be authentic. Feel this resurrection completing itself now. Feel your authentic self fully embodying your human form, taking the driver's seat of your life, preparing to live and love and create from a completely new foundation. You are no longer the person you used to be. You are the person you have always truly been, finally free to express itself without limitation. Everything in existence is vibration, from the densest matter to the most refined spiritual energy. You are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe, and your level of consciousness determines the frequency at which you vibrate. Tonight, you master the art of conscious vibration, learning to maintain the frequency of your divine nature, regardless of external circumstances. Your thoughts create vibration. Your emotions create vibration. Your beliefs create vibration. Your words create vibration. Every aspect of your consciousness is constantly broadcasting a frequency into the field of infinite possibility. And this frequency determines what you attract, what you experience, and who you become. Most people are unconscious of their vibrational output. They react to circumstances, allowing external events to determine their internal frequency. They vibrate at the level of their problems rather than their solutions, their fears rather than their faith, their limitations rather than their potential. But you have the power to choose your vibration consciously. Regardless of what's happening around you, you can choose to vibrate at the frequency of love, peace, gratitude, abundance, joy, or any other quality you desire to experience more of in your life. This is not about positive thinking or denial of negative emotions. This is about recognizing that you are the conscious chooser of your vibrational frequency, and that this choice is more powerful than any external circumstance in determining your experience of life. When you maintain a high vibrational frequency consistently, you become a tuning fork that entrains everything around you to resonate at that same frequency. People feel better in your presence. Animals are drawn to you. Plants grow better around you. Even inanimate objects seem to function better in your field. High vibrational frequency also makes you a magnet for experiences that match that frequency. Opportunities that seemed impossible suddenly become available. Resources appear from unexpected sources. Solutions to long-standing problems emerge effortlessly. This is not magic. This is the natural law of vibrational attraction. Practice raising your vibration right now. Begin with gratitude. Feel genuine appreciation for something in your life, no matter how small. Feel this appreciation expanding and intensifying until it fills your entire being. Notice how this feels different from thinking grateful thoughts. You're actually generating the vibration of gratitude. Now add love to your vibrational cocktail. Feel unconditional love emanating from your heart, not for any particular person or thing, but love as a state of being, love as your natural frequency. Feel this love radiating outward from every cell of your body. Add joy to the mix, not happiness dependent on circumstances, but joy as an expression of your divine nature. Feel this joy bubbling up from your core like a spring of fresh water, inexhaustible and pure. Finally, add peace, the deep peace that comes from knowing your true identity, the unshakable calm that exists in the center of your being, regardless of what storms may rage on the surface of your life. This combination of gratitude, love, joy, and peace creates one of the highest vibrational frequencies possible for human consciousness. When you maintain this frequency consistently, you become a living miracle, a walking blessing, a human expression of divine consciousness in action. Tonight marks the completion of a great remembering, the remembering of who you truly are, why you came here, what you're capable of, and how deeply you are loved by the intelligence that created you. This remembering has been happening gradually throughout your life, but tonight it crystallizes into clear, unshakable knowing. You remember that you are not a random accident in a meaningless universe, but a beloved child of divine consciousness, created with infinite care and endowed with unlimited potential. You remember that your life has profound purpose, that your experiences have meaning, that your presence on Earth makes a difference in ways you may never fully comprehend. You remember that you chose to be here during this pivotal time in human history, because you have something unique to contribute to the great transformation that is occurring on our planet. You are not just witnessing this transformation. You are actively participating in it through every choice you make, every vibration you emanate, every moment of consciousness you embody. You remember that you are never alone, never unsupported, never without guidance. The same intelligence that moves the planets and grows the trees is constantly orchestrating your life, sending you exactly the experiences you need for your highest evolution, connecting you with exactly the people who can support your mission, opening exactly the doors you need to walk through. You remember that every challenge you've faced has been strengthening you. Every loss has been teaching you to find completeness within yourself. Every moment of darkness has been preparing you to shine more brightly. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been meaningless. Nothing has been too difficult for you to handle. You remember that love is not something you need to earn or find. Love is what you are. You are love expressing itself in human form, love discovering itself through human experience, love awakening to its own infinite nature through your consciousness. You remember that abundance is your natural inheritance, that creativity is your divine gift, that healing is your birthright, that miracles are your natural environment when you align with your true nature. You remember that you have within you everything you need to live a life of extraordinary beauty, meaning, and contribution. As this great remembering completes itself, feel every cell in your body awakening to this truth. Feel your DNA restructuring itself around this new identity. Feel your nervous system recalibrating to operate from this expanded consciousness. Feel your heart opening to contain the vast love that you are. You are going to sleep tonight as one person and waking up as another. Not because you've become someone new, but because you've remembered who you've always been. The caterpillar doesn't become the butterfly. The butterfly was always within the caterpillar, waiting for the right time to emerge. Your time of emergence is now. Your time of full embodiment is now. Your time of complete remembering is now. You are ready to live as the divine being you truly are, to create as the powerful consciousness you have always been, to love as the unlimited heart you were born to be. Let this remembering settle into every aspect of your being as you drift into sleep. Let it integrate into your subconscious mind, your cellular memory, your energy field. Tomorrow you begin living from this remembering. Tonight you rest in the profound peace of knowing who you truly are. You are divine consciousness in human form. You are infinite love experiencing itself through your unique perspective. You are the universe awakening to itself through your awareness. You are exactly who you were created to be, exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be here. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to your truth. Welcome home to the magnificent being you have always been and will always be. Rest now in this knowing and let it transform every aspect of your life as you sleep. I am that I am, and so are you.